Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Nick
On the Jags Network.
from Top Notch Sports, and today we are going to be breaking down the Jacksonville Jaguars 2023 NFL schedule. Now, Jags Network, first things first, you run an Instagram page, you do an awesome job with it. Tell them a little bit about, your page.
Yeah, I got a Jaguars page on Instagram. The handles the Jags Network, and I post sometimes about the Jaguars, just letting everyone know, like just sharing my thoughts about the team and our situation.
For sure. And like I said, I mean, look, this is a team that's on the up and up. Go be sure to give this guy a follow. You do a really good job. I like your page. And you're growing for sure. And hopefully we can continue this partnership and you can keep growing. But all right, let me ask you this. Okay, you saw the schedule. What do you think? I mean, how do you like the schedule? Do you not like the schedule? I mean, is it
Um,
good for you guys or what?
it's not bad. I think there's a couple like stretches of games that are gonna be really tough for us, but I think like just naked eye, I think like 10-7, maybe 11-6.
Yeah, so you've already looked at the schedule, right? You've already kind of made some predictions already.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do it again right now. So we're gonna wait and see. We're gonna see if your predictions have changed over the time. I'll also do my prediction here, and we'll figure it out. So right now, let's hop to that slide, and we're gonna go game by game, break down what we think, and do our predictions. So right now, I'm gonna pull that up. I know you should be able to see it in about 5, 4, 3, 2. Can you see it now?
Um, sort of. It's like kind of cut off.
Kind of cut off. All right, so I see it. Do you at least know the? Can you see the games or no?
No.
You can't slide it around.
Oh yeah, I can. My bad.
Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, you should be able to maybe move around at least. I'll
Yeah.
make sure I do your wins and losses, but here's the thing. So let's start right now. Okay.
Yeah.
First game of the season. Okay, you're versus Indianapolis, 1 p.m. Eastern, September 10th.
Mhm.
Big game in Indianapolis, 1 p.m. What do you think? Win or loss?
I'm thinking win. I mean, it's not going to be easy. It's at their home stadium. Could be a trap game, but we're just the better team, and I think we'll get it done.
Yeah, I'm gonna also, I'm gonna start off. You guys also want to know after you guys play the Indianapolis Colts. This is why. Number one, right? We don't know the quarterback situation right now for the Colts, right? They're changing,
Yeah.
coaches too. They go from Frank Reich to Shane Steichen. Anthony Richardson, will he be the quarterback day one? I don't know, but I'll tell you something. If he is, and Shane Steichen can start or implement this offense, they may give you a run for your money in Indianapolis. I think the Jaguars are a really solid team on paper. I think they got a really good coach in Doug Peterson. The whole thing is this. The Indianapolis Colts, man, they have one of the best running backs in the National Football League in Jonathan Taylor. I think Anthony Richardson will be a great dual threat from day one. I think he's all around better prospect than Jalen Hurts coming out of college, and you give him with Shane Steichen, who just ran a phenomenal offense with Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts. On top of all that, you got Michael Pittman Jr., you got Jelani Woods, you got Michael Pittman, Alec Pierce. They got some solid weapons over there, and their defense isn't that bad either. Their offensive line is a work in progress, but again, this is a tough team, so don't sleep on this game. But I do feel like Jacksonville will start off the year 1-0. Let's go to
Yeah,
game
definitely.
two. Tough game. I want
hmm
you to take them down. What do you think? Who
The
you?
home opener. As much as I want to pick us, I don't want to be biased, and the Chiefs are tough. They obviously Super Bowl champions. I don't. We definitely could win, but I think we'll get our first loss this season there.
I do too. And again, I think that this is. I'm gonna say, be honest. Again, I do think you guys start off the season 1-1. I do think you can beat Kansas City. I really do. I mean, I know that might sound ballsy, but I'm gonna go out there and say I think you can. But what I will tell you is this: there's a chance you guys start off the season 0-2. I think again, if the
Yeah.
first game of the season, Indianapolis, I'm telling you guys, don't sleep on that game. If the Jaguars go in there flat, there's a shot that you guys lose that one. So, right now, there is a shot that, I got you guys possibly losing the first two. Okay. So right now, again, we'll wait and see. But Indianapolis week one, right now, I got you guys sitting at 1-1. So do you. Now we're going Houston at home. You'll go 0-1 your first game at home. Now you're versus Houston. What do you think? 1 p.m. game again.
Another game that could be tough for us. We tend to play bad against Houston for some reason, but we're just better. I
For
think we
sure.
win.
Yeah, and look, Bryce Young, not the quarterback there. You got CJ Stroud. Okay, so CJ Stroud over there. They bring in Will Anderson, D'Amico Ryans. I like D'Amico Ryans a lot. But I'm going to be honest with you, I just don't think they have what they need just yet to be a team that wins multiple games, especially against a team like
Yeah.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a very tough team. And I think that, it's going to take a lot to dethrone Jacksonville. And, for years to come, I think this is probably going to be the team to beat in this division. And it's weird to say that because Jacksonville has been struggling for years now. But I think they got the roster. I think they got the coaching staff that they need to win multiple games a year. Let's go to the next one against Atlanta at home again. This is a 9:30 a.m. game. Is this London or something? I don't know.
Yeah, this is London.
London? Okay. So what do you think about this? So this is a home game that's not home. So you guys are getting a little bit probably screwed that way.
Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting game. I think we do get the win here. Like, I think we'll match up well against them. And Atlanta, they're coming off a meh season. They don't really have the offense to compete with ours. So
Yeah.
I have us getting the win.
No, I agree. And again, this Atlanta team is getting tougher again, right? I mean,
Yeah.
in the sense of, if you're building a Madden team, you love this team. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson. It sounds great. Now, can they actually win football games? I don't know. And we're gonna have to wait and see this season. But I think Atlanta's a team that maybe people are sleeping on. Maybe this Madden, we're gonna grab a bunch of playmakers are gonna end up winning. And this team's gonna do pretty dang good. They could go 9-8, 8-9, right around there, I bet you. And maybe this is a game they win, but I just don't see it happening. But again, it does suck that one of your home games is going to be in London. This is a London game. And then Buffalo is also not. What is the Buffalo game then? Is that in like Germany or something?
That's also in London. We got back to back.
What? All right. So at least you're there for 2 weeks in a row. But okay. All right. Good. So,
But
yeah.
the Buffalo game should be away.
Okay. Yep. Which is interesting. So anyway, all right. So, but basically you're in the same spot for 2 weeks long. So you can kind of settle there for a little bit. So Buffalo, what do you, what do you think?
This is tough. It could go either way, really. I don't love the matchup, but I also don't hate it. I think Buffalo is probably more experienced than us, and I think they get the win there in a close one.
Yeah. Again, look, this is going to be a really tough game right here. You're versing Buffalo, a tough team. Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, James Cook, if he's still, if he's going to be the starting running back this year. You bring in guys from last year's draft class, in my opinion. I was a huge fan of Khalil Shakir, the wide receiver. You bring in Dalton Kincaid. You got Dawson Knox. You got a solid lineup here. They also brought in some good offensive linemen, Osiris Torrance, Nick Broker. I really like the team. And, again, I just don't know if it's going to be plausible to be able to beat a team like this right now. This, off the gates right here to win, first you got to look at the schedule here. Indianapolis is a tough game. Kansas City is a tough game. Then you got Houston at home. You go all the way to London. You beat Atlanta. So now you're already a little bit tired because you go on over to London, and now you got to play Buffalo, one of the best teams in the National Football League. It's going to be tough to do that. So right now, we were 3-1 after the first 4. Now we both got you guys sitting at 3-2. You and me are right on track so far. No disagreements to this point. All right, now you're going to your actual home. You're flying back from London to go play at Jacksonville now against Indianapolis, 1 p.m. Eastern, October 15th. What do you got?
Now, this also could be tough just because of the coming back from a 2 weeks in London, coming back home, but we don't lose in Jacksonville against the Colts, so I'm gonna take us in that game.
Yeah, and I'm gonna. This is gonna be my first discrepancy here, and I hate saying that you guys are gonna lose at home because I hate doing that. But first week, I don't know who the quarterback might be. For the love of God, it might be Gardner Minshew. Okay, but by week 6, I expect Anthony Richardson to be in playing full time by now, and I do believe. I don't think that the Colts are better by any stretch of the imagination than the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't think that, Anthony Richardson is near as good as Trevor Lawrence. But what I'm trying to say is I do think that Jacksonville, they're a young team. They might get caught sleeping on a team like Indianapolis. And I do feel like Shane Steichen has a really good offensive system, and he matches a quarterback system perfectly. I feel like this might be one that, Jacksonville ultimately falls asleep on and possibly loses to. All right, now we got one against New Orleans in New Orleans. So I'm telling you, this is a really tough part of the schedule because
Yeah,
nonstop
definitely.
moving. It really is. So New Orleans, I mean, this is the first time I'm looking at your schedule. At New Orleans, primetime game against Derek Carr, Foster Moreau, basically the 2019 Las Vegas Raiders. What are you thinking?
Yeah, and that week 4 to week 8 stretch is like I hate it
Me
so
too.
much.
I really do.
And I think we're gonna be. This is a short week. We just played in London a couple weeks ago, twice, and now we're going to New Orleans. They're an experienced team. We're young. I think we get the loss.
Yeah, I look, I'm gonna agree with you. I mean, again, I really love Jacksonville. And I honestly, by now, I thought I have Jacksonville winning 5, 6 games right now. But looking at their schedule, it's a little bit tougher than I would have not that I would have thought of, but I right now off the top of my head, if someone just said, what's Jaguars record gonna be? 10, 11, 12 wins, that's right. Everyone will probably say that. But looking at the schedule, it's freaking tough. And
Yeah,
you
it
go into
is.
New Orleans after Indianapolis, after Buffalo, after Atlanta, after those London games, after versus Kansas City week 2, it's a tough stretch of games. And WP, right now, if they're 3-4 after the first 7, I guarantee you. Well, no, we'll do the next game too. Pittsburgh. And then I'll go on my little rant here. Who do you got at Pittsburgh? 1 p.m. Eastern game, October 29th. It's cold now. Jacksonville's going to a cold weather state. Pittsburgh, PA, cold weather, October 29th. It might be snowing. What do you think?
Yeah, this is gonna be. This really could go either way. Um, I think we're the more talented team, and we have the more higher powered offense, better quarterback. I think we just have the better team. So I'm gonna take us in that game, but it could be close.
For sure. And I'm going to go with a loss. And I don't want to, but cold weather and I know Lawrence can handle the cold weather games. But the thing is that when we look at this here, cold weather, Kenny Pickett, I think he's going to take a step forward in year 2. I think it's definitely plausible, and I think it's easy to say that he should take a step forward. I think he will. George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, all those guys stepping up. They brought in the offensive lineman, Pat Fryermuth, and they bring in Darnell Washington, a really good tight end. They also got the defensive side of the ball. They bring in Joey Porter Jr. They got a really solid team, only getting better. I like the situation here. I really, really like the situation for Pittsburgh. And Jacksonville is getting unlucky again. They're going from New Orleans. Now they're going all the way up to, Northeast
I
in
know.
Pittsburgh in cold weather. It's going to be tough. And 3-5, I'm telling you right now, at 3-5, you know what we're hearing on the news, on ESPN and everything? Doug Peterson, he's on the hot seat. He's on the hot seat. He absolutely should not be on the hot seat. If the record's 3-5 through the first 8, it's a really tough schedule. And I don't care if this team goes 7-9 or 7-10. I'm sorry, I forget 17 games. I don't care. He does not deserve to be on the hot seat. This is a really young team versus a lot of veteran teams and a lot of tough teams this year. And I don't think this man should be on the hot seat no matter what, unless you guys go like 2-15 or something. But 3-5, I'm telling you, you're going to start hearing the chatter. Stephen A. Smith, all those guys, you're going to start hearing the chatter. They start off 3-5. So just something to be, thinking of. And I don't feel like he deserved it. Now we go to San Francisco. You're playing at home. You're going from, Pittsburgh all the way back down to Jacksonville. You got to play San Francisco. Who the hell knows who's going to be the quarterback? What do you think, though? Kyle Shanahan's a great coach.
180. 180, set.
Yeah,
After a
outside of
bye.
quarterback, San Francisco is the best team in the NFL easily.
Yeah.
And we're both coming off bye weeks in this game. I think it's really going to depend on their quarterback situation. We'll
Sure.
see who it is, whether it's Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. I'm hearing Brock Purdy's not going to play. Oh, this is tough.
It is.
Um, hmm.
It is tough.
I don't want to sound biased for picking us, but I think I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
Yeah,
here.
Go ahead. I'll let you give your reasoning.
Just their quarterback situation, really. That's like the biggest thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, I don't care who the quarterback in San Fran is. You guys definitely have the better quarterback. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I had it in bold that you guys win this game. But then you told me that they have a bye week also at week 9, which kind of makes it a little bit closer. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Kyle Shanahan, I feel, is one of the best coaches in the league. I think Dougie P is right up there with him. I think coming off a bye week, 3-5, it's a must-win game for you guys. And for
Yeah.
me, I think you're gonna win that game. 4-5, coming off the bye week, turn a lot of people's heads. Doug Peterson's on the hot seat. Trevor Lawrence isn't winning games. They beat San Fran. Everyone goes quiet. Everyone goes quiet, settles everyone down. I think this is a very winnable game. And like you said, the quarterback situation, not the greatest. Tennessee, at home, back-to-back home games now, a lot easier part of the schedule. What do you think?
I got us winning this.
Yeah, I do too. I don't care. Again, who the hell is it? Will Levis?
Yeah.
Tannehill?
Ryan Tannehill.
Malik Willis. I mean, look, Mike Vrabel, another really good coach, probably going to have a stellar defense, going to be a run-first team again. Doug Peterson, man, I really like Doug Peterson. And again, you got him starting off 7-3 in the first 10. I got him at 5-5 now. So you're starting to see, and now this is where the tides turn, right? For you, 7-3, they're sitting nice and pretty. They're in a really good situation. For me at 5-5, it's an interesting situation. It's can they make the playoffs? Can they not? So it's really, really a close spot here. But now they're going to go from the 2 back-to-back home games to going down to Houston. CJ Stroud might be a little more settled in here. What do you think?
I think it could be another close game, but I think we're pretty far ahead of them in talent-wise, and just we have the better overall team, better coach, better everything. So I think we get the win.
For sure. I mean, again, look, it's going to be a really good game here. Houston's a team, for me at least, that, they're going to fight. DeMeco Ryans is going to fight. That's one thing that he's going to do. He's a really good defensive-minded coach. I really like DeMeco Ryans. Derek Stingley Jr., I was a big fan of him last year. Will Anderson Jr., another guy I'm a big fan of. You look at your offense, though. Their offense, Nico Collins, I like John Mechie, but who do they really got over there on offense? It's really hit and miss. So, I know they got Damian Pierce. Not a huge fan of what they got over there. I think that Jacksonville, with your offense, even though DeMeco Ryan's a big defensive guy, I feel like you guys got a really good shot at winning this game. So right now, I got you guys at 6-5. You got you at 8-3. And again, both of these are definitely plausible. I can see both of them being possible. Let's go to the next one versus Cincinnati at home. What do you think?
Honestly, I think we get put under the spotlight here and get a little bit pressured coming back home against Cincinnati, against Joe Burrow and that tough Cincinnati team. So I think we get a loss here.
I'm on this one. I'm back and forward with. I don't know what I want to do, because I truly believe in my heart of hearts, as much as, Trevor Lawrence doesn't get the same representation that Joe Burrow gets. I'm gonna be honest with you. You do top 5 quarterbacks in the NFL, nobody mentions Trevor Lawrence, but everybody mentions Joe Burrow. I think Trevor Lawrence is a way more talented quarterback than Joe Burrow. If you want to come on and argue that with us, I'll have you on. I agree with you. I think Trevor Lawrence is a better quarterback all around than Joe Burrow. I know Joe Burrow went to the championship game. I know he went to the Super Bowl. I know he's been winning games. But man, oh man, you can't tell me that Trevor Lawrence isn't more talented. Trevor Lawrence can run faster. Trevor Lawrence can throw farther. Trevor Lawrence may be even more accurate. For the love of God, if Trevor Lawrence had Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Joe Mixon and everything that Joe Burrow has been surrounded with, I think they might have won the damn Super Bowl. So again, I love Joe Burrow, but I'm just being honest that Joe Burrow has had it very sweet over there in Cincinnati as of late. And Jacksonville right now is trying to build that for Lawrence. I think Lawrence has a really good ability this year with Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne. That's a really solid lineup too. So there really is no excuse. This is a close game, but I might agree with you. I'm gonna go Cincinnati here. After a 3-game win streak for me, winning against San Fran, tough game, Tennessee and Houston, I'm gonna give them a loss. I'm gonna put them back at 6-6. So right now we're sitting at, I got you at 6-6. You got yourselves at 8-4. Okay, next game against Cleveland. In Cleveland, what do you think?
I got us losing this one because it's late in the season. It's gonna be cold in Cleveland. They're a very underrated team over there, the Browns. And if Deshaun Watson improves, then I think we get a loss here. And they've made a ton of additions this offseason that will help their defense and everything.
So you're going a win or a loss then, officially?
Oh, a loss.
Loss. Okay. I mean, again, look, this is going to come down to Deshaun Watson. And I'm going to tell everybody right now, I can't stand Deshaun Watson. Love the player. I mean, he's great talent-wise, but he hasn't played football in 2-3 years. Played a little bit last year. How do you look? Really loaded with talent, off-field stuff. That's all. That's beyond me. I can't tell you much about whatever the hell that is. But I going all the why I don't like everyone's gonna say the stuff that happened recently. No, I don't like Deshaun Watson for what he did to Houston. Okay, Houston Texans are a team that drafted him, and then he just gonna. If you draft your guy to be your franchise quarterback, they shouldn't just be able to say, "Oh, I want out of here." Like that was their guy. They invested so much into him, and then he just was like, "I don't want part of this. I want out," and he demanded himself out. Now Houston got a lot for him, luckily. But I really don't feel like players, especially when you draft someone so early to be your franchise quarterback, should be able to just, snap their fingers and get out. So that really makes me not like Deshaun Watson as much. I don't have a lot of respect for him because I don't feel like you should be able to just walk away from your team. For the love of God. I mean, look at some quarterbacks in the National Football League that stuck it out. My boy Derek Carr. I'm just throwing it out there. So, some quarterbacks get put in situations that suck. And it's your job to stay there and try to make that team better. That's what makes the National Football League, the sport that it is. Bad teams get high draft picks to make their team better. But if, teams can, if high draft picks can just demand themselves out of bad situations, then it will never stay balanced. So I just don't know if that's right. I'm going to give you guys a win. I'm going to have you guys beating Cleveland. I know that team got better. But look, man, I just... Maybe it's bias on my end. I cannot have them winning. I got you guys winning. You're at 8-5 on yours. I'm at 7-6. We're going to Baltimore against Lamar Jackson, the Baltimore Ravens. What do you think?
Not to Baltimore, but in Jacksonville.
You're right. You're right.
I think the crowd's going to be loud, and we're going to get a win.
I agree with you. I think you guys have the defense to get after Lamar Jackson. You think about that speed on the defense, Trayvon Walker, number
Allen.
one, Josh Allen. But just thinking about those two, on the outside on the edge. Lamar Jackson's fast as hell, but I'll tell you something, those two edge rushers are probably the only two in the National Football League that probably keep up with them. I mean, they're fast as hell. Trayvon Walker is a big guy, 270, 280, 6'5"-ish, right? Big guy.
Yeah.
Hit hit very hard, but he's super fast and athletic. This guy can play defensive tackle. He can play the edge. He can play linebacker. You got Chad Muma. You had a bunch of guys on this defense. Devin Lloyd. I think this is a defense that can fly around the football field. Andre Cisco and everybody. I think there's a good shot that you guys ultimately win this game, beat Lamar Jackson, and beat this, Baltimore Ravens team in Jacksonville against Baltimore in prime time, which then again, right now I got you guys at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 games, right? 8-6, and you got your guys at 9-5. So want to make sure that was right. All right. Now we're going to Tampa Bay. Who the hell is their quarterback? Maybe Baker at this point, maybe Kyle Trask if he's failing. What do you think in Tampa Bay, 405?
This could be a trap game. It's tough. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay.
All right.
They're the way more experienced team, honestly.
Yeah, I
got lots of old players that have been in the league for a long time, and if they have half decent quarterback play, I think they win this game. Plus, we're tired coming off of a really hard stretch.
I agree. I mean, you go Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore, that entire AFC North, and now you're going against the NFC South team, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is a team that they still got some talent, like you said, a lot of veteran talent. But man, I'm gonna give it to the youngsters, man. I'm gonna give you guys a shot here. I'm gonna give you guys a win. I think that there's a good shot that Tampa Bay at this point of the season might honestly be completely deflated. And maybe that's not true. Maybe it is true. I think that there's a shot that this team's inflated by now. I don't know. Their quarterback situation is going to be up in the air. Hopefully if Mike Evans is healthy and everything, then they're going to be, they're going to have a decent amount of weapons between Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and, their tight end room and, some running Rashad White at their running back position. They got some weapons over there and they got a decent offensive line too, but I just don't think, if Tom Brady couldn't get it done, I don't think Baker Mayfield is. And again, I think Baker's a good quarterback, but man, that team, the coaching staff, Todd Bowles, everyone, they didn't have it figured out last year. Last year, they looked like they fell apart, and I just don't know if they figured it out in one offseason. So we'll have to wait and see. And they don't have a lot of salary cap, so they can't make a lot of moves. So right now, at this point, we both have you guys at 9-6, same as that record, just a few different changes. Now Carolina, the Carolina game in, Jacksonville. What do you think? Bryce Young, starting quarterback for Carolina with Jonathan Mingo, one of my favorites.
I think we get a win here. More talent, better quarterback. Yeah.
I agree with you. Look, Jacksonville, again, they're just built a lot better right now. I love Frank Reich. I really love Frank Reich. I love Jonathan Mingo. I think they had a really good I've been saying Carolina's had a good draft class for the last 10 years. I must have been wrong because I haven't really done much yet. But Frank Reich is the coach I like. I thought I liked what Matt Rule was doing. I think he had a lot of good draft classes. Brian Burns, just the guys that they had over the last 5 years, let's say Brian Burns, Christian McCaffrey was before him. I'm just naming guys that they had over the last 5 years. They've had talent. Jeremy Chin, you go to the offensive side of the ball. They've had players. DJ Moore, somebody that they just got rid of. But right now, they're kind of in an iffy situation. They still got a pretty decent defense and some decently young players. Brian Burns, Derek Brown, Jeremy Chin. I love their cornerback. What the hell is it? J.C. Horn. He was one of my favorite cornerbacks coming out in the last few years. They got weapons on that defense, and they got some players on offense. But to say that they're going to win year one under Frank Reich, who they also just, like I said, they added Miles Sanders to their running back room, I just don't think it's going to happen against a team like Jacksonville that's been a little bit established. They've had, Doug Peterson for a few years now. I don't think Carolina's going to win this game. Way too much in Jacksonville right now this second for them to overcome this game. But again, who the hell knows? Maybe they could pull it out. I just don't see it happening. Last but not least, at Tennessee, this could be playoff implications on the line. Tennessee maybe playing spoiler here. Who the hell knows? In Tennessee, what do you think?
Yeah, wait. What do I have us at right now?
10-6.
10-6. So we'd probably, if I had to guess, be fighting for the 3 seed here, 3 or 4. Yeah. And then we'd be winning the division at this point. No one's going to compete with us, I don't think. But this could be, they will be playing somewhat of a spoiler. It's away. We tend to play bad against Tennessee. I'm gonna give them the win.
So you guys take the loss then, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is gonna be a tough one. It's gonna come down to, Mike Vrabel plays tough, man. When it gets tough, he likes to squeeze things out. But again, I just don't know if the talents at this point, if Tennessee's doing that bad, they might have flipped the script to a Malik Willis or probably a Will Levis at that point, and giving them a shot to try to, prove himself. I'm going to give you guys a win. You know what? Again, it looked horrible for me for a while, but I have you guys winning, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the last 5 games. And when you look at it, 8 of the last 9 games. So I have you guys going on a real good late stretch here, a really good late season run to make the playoffs, be number 1 seed in the division, and doing good. Now, here's what I will tell you. There are a few games that I would like to say they are toss-ups. Starting with week 1, I gave you guys the lead over Indy. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I gave you guys the win over Atlanta. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I gave you guys the loss against New Orleans. That could be a win for you guys. I gave you guys a loss against Pittsburgh. I may be wrong on that one with you guys. So again, right now I got 2-2 in toss-up games. I gave you the win over San Fran. That's another toss-up in my opinion. So right now I got you guys at 3-2 in toss-up games. And you keep going down the list here. I gave you a loss against Cincinnati. I think that could be a toss-up game. So now I got you at 3-3 in toss-up games. And you go down the line, the rest I honestly kind of feel comfortable with. So no matter what, I got your guys' absolute ceiling. If everything goes right, and this isn't going to happen, but I got you guys going 14-3 at an absolute ceiling, and I got you guys at your absolute floor. Like, everything goes wrong, going 8-9, okay? Which settles me in at 11-6. I feel very comfortable saying 11-6. I think is fair. Again, I think that, those 6 games that I mentioned, I got you guys going 3-3 in my prediction. I think that they can go either way if you win all those games. 14-3, I don't think that's ever happening. And I don't think you guys are going to go 8-9. But I do feel like 11-6 is a really good, spot to settle you guys in that. Probably winning the division, being right around, like you said. You guys are going to be fighting. Hopefully, you guys, who knows? Maybe you guys make the conference championship. And who the hell knows? Maybe Jacksonville in the Super Bowl? I have no idea.
Yeah, hopefully.
We'll have to wait and see. I mean, hey, you never know what can happen in the National Football League. Any other questions that anything you want to bring up?
No.
All right. It was really good. You got them going 10-6. You got them going 10-7. I got them going 11-6. It's going to be an interesting schedule this season. Again, I would not be surprised after the first 8 games. You got Stephen A. and all those media personalities going there saying Dougie P's on the hot seat. Turns it around second half of the season. Punches you guys a ticket into the playoffs. And then we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But again, we know how this happens. A slow start usually makes the media start running their mouths and they start saying some stupid things. So we'll wait and see what happens. That's all from us. If you guys have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comment section below. We'll see you guys soon. Peace. We are Go Betters.